I was in a very violent relationship which started when I was 17. I met my partner and the relationship started with verbal abuse. There was some physical abuse and the violence gradually got worse and worse. There was financial control, there was emotional abuse, lots of different kinds of abuse that built up and eventually ended up with me in hospital in severe head injuries unit. So over a number of years, it just got worse and worse. I was working as a cashier in a bank in Scotland, and I went to work every day, and work was very important to me because it meant that I was the person that I really was, and the violent, abusive relationship that I had at home was another part of my world that I tried to keep separate from my work life. My partner didn't like me working, but he liked the income that it generated. He was very controlling as far as my behaviour. I wasn't allowed to go to nights out. He criticised me if I wore makeup, if I wore nice clothes. He was always accusing me of having affairs with people. So it was really difficult. He used to make life difficult when I was actually getting up to go to work. He would start to play mind games and make life hard, and I would end up getting really upset before I went to work, and I had to try and compose myself before I got to work. And certainly once the violence started, I had to hide bruises and I had to hide the marks that he made on me. I think I got to the point where I wanted somebody to know what was going on, but I was too scared to let it all come out. I thought that people would think I was stupid, that I was weak. I was in a good job, I was in a responsible position, and I often wanted somebody to just take me away from it, but I don't think that that was ever going to happen. I think people at work, if I had told them, if I had disclosed, I think they perhaps might not have known what to do, but at least somebody would have known. And it wasn't until I was in hospital that the manager got the HR manager to come and see me, and she knew, she actually had some experience of domestic violence, and she seemed to know how to talk to me, and she said, "You're not going to be listening to me right now. You know, I want to help you, but you need to ask me for that help." And she left me her business card, and it took me several months to get in touch with her and to say, "Please, you know, will you help me?" It took me quite a long time to bring myself round to the place where I knew I had to go, because I think all of the time you keep saying you're not going to leave, you're too scared to leave, you're too scared of the consequences. So I think it took me quite a long time, but once somebody reached out a hand and reached out just the offer of support, it wasn't imposed on me. It wasn't somebody saying, "We're going to do this for you." It was, "When you're ready, we're here and we can help." And I think that's important from an employer's perspective. When I eventually did ask for help, the bank gave me time off to go and see a solicitor. They let me have a slightly longer lunch hour. They actually let me go to see the bank's solicitor, so there was already a relationship there, so I didn't have to go and find one. They helped me by just giving me time to go and sort my personal affairs out, and then they gave me a job in one of their branches 400 miles away. So they helped me cover my tracks. They told the staff there that I'd left, that I'd resigned and left, when in actual fact I was starting the next Monday in an office in the City of London. And that was what kept me alive. That was what gave me a vehicle to move on in my life. And having that opportunity was fantastic. I think many employers don't have the opportunity to do that, but certainly if they do, that did save my life, and it got me away from where I was. It got me away from the violence and the horror, and I was able to start a completely new life. But the one thing that was constant in my life was my job, so that really did make a difference.